Hey everyone, it's Jason. Welcome to another Funkoverse unboxing. This is for Disney's Alice in Wonderland. So it's based off the cartoon or the live action movies. If you want to know how to play, check out my how to play video where I actually go through the instructions. This video we're just going to focus on what's actually in the box. So first thing we're going to do is we got, of course, Alice and we got the Queen. Now you're going to notice the Queen here is nice and glittery. This is a chase variant, so in like one in every case, I don't know how many that ends up being. There's a variant that they started doing. You'll see the window on the box. You can actually tell it's a variant, as well as on the box a little sticker that says chase. It's not like you have to buy it and randomly see if you're gonna get it or not. Other than the glitter on the Queen, she doesn't do anything else. Nothing else in the game is different. So if you don't want a glitter character, don't buy the chase one. You want the glitter one, buy it. There's absolutely no reason other than aesthetics to buy a second box to have both of them. Well, I shouldn't say it. There's not a lot of value. If you ever buy two of any of these sets, any of the Funkoverse sets, it's so that you could get extra item cards, and stuff like that. But like, you don't need doubles of the maps, you don't need doubles of the tokens. If you want to have two of the figures so you can have the same figure play against each other, you could definitely do that. But unless you're finding it for cheap, it's probably not really worth it. Alright, so we're going to hop in here and we're going to take a look at what we're going to get. So, of course, we're just going to scooch the ladies back a little bit. We're going to get our 6 dice, which have our challenge side, defense side, and crit side. We're going to get our 4 exhausted tokens, 1 for each of the pop characters, and then 1 for each of the generics. Our 2 generics are a kitten and a playing card. We're going to get some extra tokens here. So you're going to get your flag tokens, and your with the opposite side being stars for your capture the flag and leaders board. You're also going to get some point tokens. You're going to get 4 of them. Now, mine are all different colored because I apparently misplaced the ones for this set. They'll have letters on the back, but they should be the same pink color as all the rest of this stuff. I just have no idea where mine went. Because I just for not doing this right out of the box. And you're also going to get these special ones. Instead of getting the normal, most such have the square control tokens, you're going to get these 2 like hypnotic spirals and check marks. So that's different because this actually has a new game mode in it, which we'll go over in just a second when we look at the board. You're also going to get your first player token. You're going to get your 11 pink crystal point tokens. Then the other neat thing you're going to get some croquet card men, and they're the same on both sides. You're going to get 4 of them. That is part of the new mode. So I'm going to just set these guys off to the side, and we'll look at them more when we get to that. And then you're going to get your skill tokens. So we're going to get 2 yellows, a red, and a blue. So we have some leadership, because Queen's probably bossy. We have some power, and we have some agility. You will also get your 2-point or your cooldown meters. And then you'll get your black and white bases. So Alice is sitting on hers, and then the Queen can get one as well, which has a hole in the bottom for it. I just didn't put it because she stands by herself, but that's so you can tell your teams apart. Alright, so now we have went through all of the basic components. Oh, the other thing we're going to get. Also, we're going to get a hair token and 2 little hedgehog balls. We'll set all those aside and we'll look at those when we get to the characters. But let's look at our maps. So the first map we're going to look at, get out of my way, shark, is the Mad Hatter's Tea Party. This is one of the smaller maps you get in the 2-player boxes. Has a little spot in the middle, has spots on the top and bottom. for you to place your cards and everything, just to kind of keep track. This one has some interesting little borders because it has each of the chairs are borders, and then the ends here, and then the big platters in the middle. So these you kind of gotta go like in and around to make for like some interesting things. But there are also borders on the outside. Alright, so we're gonna look at what modes we have here. First of all, we have flags. This is capture the flag. So each player starts in each corner. Your goal is to try and get to the other flag, capture it, get it back to your thing. You gain points. You can get points for doing the grabbing the other point tokens. So that one's been pretty much all of them. And then we have runners. So now this is a new one. This is a brand new mode you can play for this. So one starting area on each other end of the board. Rules: when a character does interact coach with a point marker, place it in the 3 of that cooldown instead of the 4, so the counters come back quicker. So what you're trying to do is basically run up, grab a token, and then you can get back. And you can get your point tokens. Each player secretly picks a character to be a runner. Both players reveal their runner by placing their character card on the table at the same time. Place the lead marker on the matches the base runner. So you have one character that's goal is to be trying to get to tokens, and then the other one doesn't. If your runner interacts with a point marker, gain 2 points. If your runner's ally interacts, gain 1 point if you knock her out. You know, this is one of the things I keep talking about in other videos when they have some of these game modes, is when they have you wanting to do something special, it's part of the game mode, which makes it different than just collecting points or knocking people down. They should be worth more points. And this is definitely one that does it. So a specific character gets extra points if they do it. So it makes more sense for that character to be trying to do stuff. Maybe you're doing stuff to protect them or defend them, rather than just gaining regular points. Alright, so that's that. Let's take a little bit closer look at this board. Let's see what we can do, because these half boards tend to be hard to move around. So there's just going to be a little bit of detail on here. It looks like the Tea Party. There's a lot of extra special. There is the Dormouse sweeping in a coffee cup. There's like the stack of cups. We've seen that. Someone took a bite out of that plate. Oh, we're falling apart here. There's the pocket watch from the White Rabbit, covered in jelly, I believe, or jam. Some more stacks of them cups. And that's about it. I mean, there's not a whole lot other on this one. Let's look at our other side, our big map. So our big map is actually really nice and open. It is also symmetrical. Because there's a tree on either side and a tree in the middle. So if you divided it this way, it would be the same. But it's a big, giant open field that you can kind of hide down here. And this is going to bring in our new rules. So first off, we'll have a mode that we've seen before, territory. Each player starts in a corner, and they want to get up to there to score. I like it's all the way across the map, instead of being in the middle. That's kind of interesting. So you're going to kind of run up to the middle and have to fight each other on the way up. So that's that. Alright, so that's territory. Then the brand new mode, the other new mode, is croquet. So it's a scenario setup. Each player takes their check marker, places the ball and wicket markers as shown. So you're going to place your various point tokens. You have starting areas. You have your 2 balls there, and you have the little wickets. So you're going to place these guys around. These are the ones you're trying to hit through. Each player gets their own ball. Now they're same color on each side. So one player gets the pink, and one player gets the green. So they're not double-sided. And then you're each just going to get one of these checkmark tokens just to keep track of stuff. Characters may challenge their team's ball. Push the ball in a straight line, the number of squares equal to the successes rolled. You may not choose to move less than the full amount. If a ball would enter a square with an obstruction, the movement ends. Ball would enter a square with another ball or character, it ends. Then move the ball and the other ball or character the remaining distance the same direction. Interesting, so it bumps into them, it keeps pushing them. Balls may not be removed from the map for any reason. So, hey, Ron Weasley, you can't remove those. If the ball moves through a wicket without your check marker, place your check marker on that wicket. Then gaining points. If you place your check marker on a wicket, gain 1 point. If you interact with a point marker, gain a point. Knock out a rival, gain a point. Okay, so if your ball moves through one, put your check mark on it. And if you place your check mark on a wicket, gain a point. Oh, so you can't keep hitting. You can't just hit through and keep hitting back and forth to the same one. So if you hit your check mark here, you're gonna have to go to one of the other ones. Interesting. I kind of wish. Oh yeah, then they have one's black, one's white. All right. So then that way you can hit through each other, so you can kind of like hit back and forth like this, or go in a circle. That's actually kind of cool though. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to pick this up. Like again, I've bought. If you've seen, I've done all these videos. If you've watched them all or been watching them, I like to buy these just for all the different characters, different items, and all that stuff. But different modes like this are really exciting because it's like this is something like. You don't have to use just Alice and the Queen to use. You can play any characters. You got Batman and Robin go croquet for a turn. And realistically, you could actually put these on any map to make it harder. You could have the Avengers, playing croquet in the middle of the Shield helicarrier. And instead of having a big wide open area, maybe a barricade you have to bounce around. It could definitely be an interesting one that could get moved around to other modes. So that's cool. Let's just take a quick look at this board. There's not a lot to it, so we don't have to go too much. They're starting to paint those roses. The white roses red. We have some hearts there, some paint, some ladders. We have a white tree that hasn't been painted yet. We have a red tree that got finished. More paintbrushes everywhere. If I flip her over, there's not a whole lot else on here. So there's some spears. Some extra balls and some croquet or like arms. I forgot what these are the things. But yeah, so not a whole lot. So this is something I could maybe see, like I said, with buying multiple sets. So if you bought a second set because you wanted both queens, then you'd have four sets of croquet mallets and four check marks on that. You could play like a 4-player croquet game and stuff like that because you'd have more things. That's just something slightly different you could do. Let's look at our cards. We're going to zoom in. We have the playing card generic and we have the kitten generic. Then let's look at our two figures. So we're going to have Alice. Typical Alice. I mean, Disney's Alice. I mean, not a whole lot else. Ready to take one of the croquets. So we're going to give her. Slide in. She gets one of the croquets. And if you forgot, the croquets are little birds. Unfortunately, I don't think you can stick it up from the bottom. And we'll look at what the croquet... It's a flamingo, specifically, not just a bird. And we'll look at that in just a moment, what that does. So we have Follow the White Rabbit. When Alice becomes exhausted, you may place the White Rabbit minion token in a square Alice can see. Then Alice may move towards the White Rabbit. So we got a White Rabbit there. He's got a black and white side, depending on which team you're on. He's got 1 defense. So that's kind of nice. So after you play your turn, you can kind of move towards her. Place a White Rabbit in any square she can see. So depending on where enemies are, you could place them like 1 square away and just move her 1 square, or 2 squares away and move them 1 square, or you could put her like 10 squares away across the entire board. She's still only gonna move 1 towards it. But yeah, it's kind of, you can put them wherever you need to. Curiouser and Curiouser. Choose a token within 3 squares of Alice that can be seen, place her adjacent to it. So there's the reason not to place them 10 squares away. Grow larger. Do a challenge 2 to each adjacent rival. Yeah. Push the adjacent rival and token 1 square. That'd be kind of neat. So you can shove the queen away or shove her ball away maybe. And then grow smaller. Move 2. This action may move Alice through rivals and obstructions. It's a little bit different. Only 1 attack ability. But she can get around pretty quick and she can get next to multiple things and mess with them a little bit. So that's kind of nice. She's a mover. Sometimes you need that for these games like the runner and stuff where you're trying to get to different places. And then she had the green flamingo mallet. So as a challenge 3, move the target 1 square. So you gotta smash it, plus you get to move it an additional square, and it costs 2 to go back on the, it goes on to the, your cooldown meter. Alright, then we're gonna have the queen, which we kind of looked at a little bit earlier, but we'll take another look. So there's our queen. I see she has that glitter. The glitter doesn't like really seem to be coming off, but it's kind of neat. I also kind of want the regular version at some point, but I grabbed the case while I could find it because it's harder to get. So what does the queen do for us? The Queen of Hearts. Get to the part where I lose my temper. At the start of the game, give the queen the temper status card. After arrival, the queen can see doesn't interact or assist. Place the temper status card on the 2 of your cooldown track and do a basic move or challenge. Alright, we're going to see what that does then, quick. So it says, temper. Well, the temper status card is on your cooldown track. The queen is angry. The status card cannot be discarded. So, well, she's angry. So then, let's just reread that again. So it says, after the rival she can see doesn't interact or assist action, you put the temper status card on the 2 of your cooldown, and then do a basic move. So you get a free move if she sees it, and then she's considered to be angry. And then she has off with their heads. Challenge 4. If the queen is angry, decrease the ability of this cost by 2. Oh, so if you get that down there, it's only a 1 cost ability. All ways are my ways. Move 1. An ally does a move 2, then if the queen is angry, they do a challenge 2. So she can move and then force someone else to do stuff and then challenge. And her Imperial Majesty. Choose a rival or token the queen can see within 2 spaces and move them 2 squares. Interesting. So yeah, anger thing's a little bit neat idea. Alright, so let's look at the last card we didn't look at yet, which is the other item, which is the pink flamingo mallet, which says move 1, challenge 3. So both of them challenge for 3, but the green one, then you get to move the target an additional space, and then move the target 1 space, and if you do the pink flamingo, you get a move 1, and then you get a challenge for 3, so you get closer. So it's kind of neat that they have different effects. I could have just made them the same, and that would have been that. Alright, so that is what we have for Funkoverse Alice in Wonderland. Yeah, the new modes, runners, is interesting. Croquet is definitely a fun little different game to play. The only other set as of this video that has another kind of like game mode like that is a Space Jam where you can play basketball. I don't currently own it, so I don't know exactly how that works. But that would definitely be another fun little thing. It's not necessarily just about running to grab a point token or beating someone up. Other games have modes is Nightmare Before Christmas, and Game of Thrones also have like Triumph mode, and I can't think of the other one, but they have another one. There's some 4-player modes. Alright, that's all I got for this video. See you guys later. Bye.